So, you want to be a Twitch streamer, hey? Hello there, my name is Kitsu, a stream coach and content creator who has been in the industry for over 3 years. If you've clicked on this video, then chances are you already take the new year by storm and joined the content creation adventure as a Twitch streamer. While getting started may seem easy, it can get difficult figuring out how to get started, what you need, and getting it all set up. So in this video, we're gonna go through all of the basics, things like getting a username, getting your softwares, all the equipment that you're gonna need, making a schedule, what to stream, and more, getting all the way ready to hit go live for the first time, as well as a couple of other tidbits and tricks. So if you want 2024 to be your year as a Twitch streamer, make sure to keep watching. So the first step to streaming is, well, getting ready to start. The most important thing is making a username. And while this can seem fairly easy, it can also be a pretty daunting task sometimes. For usernames, a couple of the golden rules that I have are keep it short and sweet, make sure that it's pronounceable, make sure that it's something that you like. You obviously have to like your username if you're going to be using it quite a lot. But also when combining these rules, just make sure that you don't have a super long username. If you're a Fortnite streamer, you don't want to have Fortnite streamer 42069 Victory Royale as a username, but instead you can just use your name or a name that you can give yourself and maybe something fun about Fortnite that you like. I love the use of hobbies in usernames. They're really, really cool, but also you've got to make sure that it's going to be something easy pronounced and short and sweet. For instance, my first ever username was Kitsu-chan X, but I did notice that a lot of people were not pronouncing it correctly. They were pronouncing it as Kitsuch or just really getting confused. So I shortened it down to Kitsuvu and people only call me Kitsu. You need to keep that in mind when making a username as well, is that most viewers and also streamers are going to shorten your Twitch name. Most of the time Twitch names are super long to read out, so you want to make sure that some part of your username can be said in just its own context. Have fun with your username. There are so many incredibly unique usernames over on Twitch, so make sure that it's something that you love and something that you want to hold on to. So next, after getting a username, you're going to want to set up your Twitch profile. Now this one's a little bit fun and does take a bit of time, so it's not a super important tip for you to do straight away, but you're going to want to head on over to your about page and set up things like your about yourself and even your panels. Let people know who you are and why they should be watching your stream. From here, you can post a link to your Discord when you make one, all of your other social medias, put in information like your schedule, frequently asked questions, games, rules you have for your channel, and so much more. This also helps people realize who you are when you are not streaming on Twitch. And as well, you can even make a little video to introduce yourself and upload it as your channel trailer. So now that your Twitch channel is sorted, the next thing that you're going to want to look into getting set up is all of your software. So this is your streaming software, things that you use to go live. So there are two main streaming platforms that we recommend, and these are OBS Live or Streamlabs OBS. Here is a little bit of a graphic as a bit more of an explanation on them. So if you are a beginner, I definitely would recommend SLOBS. It's a very beginner-friendly software. However, if you do not have a very good computer or a beefy computer, this one does chew away at your CPU. If you're playing a bit more of a beefy game that's going to take up more of your CPU, then I definitely recommend looking into OBS Live. But that being said, with Streamlabs as well, you can pre-add overlays by purchasing Streamlabs Prime, which isn't a huge subscription price. And it's great for first-time creators of those who really can't afford expensive custom overlays or are really unsure as to sort of your niche and the brand that you want to make. However, I personally use OBS Live. I feel like it is a better platform for myself. This one also has a lower CPU usage. So for people like me who don't have that beefy of a computer, this one is definitely your better one to choose. This one, however, is not as beginner friendly as Streamlabs is. So there is a little bit of adjusting and customizing that you'll have to do with OBS Live. However, there are a ton of tutorials online, and I hope to make one soon as well, for how to make the OBS the best for yourself. So now you've got a username, you filled out your Twitch, and you've got the platforms. What's next? So next, let's talk about equipment that you're going to need when going live. Now to stream, you don't necessarily need a big beefy computer, a brand new camera, all of these lights, a microphone, and an insane setup. In reality, you can stream from your PlayStation, you can stream from a Mac or a laptop, you can even stream from your phone. You don't really need to have all of this high-tech stuff to go live, especially if you're just dipping your foot into it. You might not actually enjoy streaming. So there's no point in you spending hundreds to thousands of dollars on equipment that you might never use again. My big recommendation is just make sure that you've got a computer that is capable of running your streaming equipment and your game. If you are playing on a Switch or a PlayStation but streaming off of a laptop, then make sure you have something called a capture card so that you can capture the game there. And then the only other thing that I recommend is a microphone. In reality, you don't even need a camera to start streaming. A lot of creators that I follow don't even use their camera at all, and it can just be another investment that you're not sure you want to make. But like I said, you don't really need a lot of high-tech equipment to start streaming. I think when I started streaming, I had a microphone, but my microphone was actually my camera.
Not any stinkies. Charles Robinson is an iconic.
I was streaming on what we called a Franken computer because it was parts of my boyfriend's old computer and then also a friend's old computer just mushed into one. Spoiler alert, it didn't last very long, but it did get the job done. Just know that if streaming is something that you do want to continue and work towards, that further down the track, your stream setup is going to improve. So just know that it's going to be bad to start off with, but just know that it will improve over time. So now you've pretty much got everything ready to go. You've got a Twitch channel with a cool ass username. You've got all of your software, and as well, you've got a bunch of gaming equipment ready to go. But when am I going to stream and what am I going to stream? This is when getting a streaming schedule and finding what games you want to create content on come in handy. When creating content, there are a lot of different genres on Twitch that you can create content for. You have your sort of horror, your cozier, your simulation, you've even got just chatting, crafting streams, food cooking streams, and so much more. I personally feel that it is very imperative to find the kind of content that you want to create before even going live. Do you want to create speedrunning content? Do you want to just stream horror games? Do you want to just stream Overwatch? This is when finding a streaming niche is really important and something that I feel like you should brainstorm or think about before you hit go live for the first time. And if anyone is an example to that, I like to put myself there. Because this is something that I failed to do. When I first hit live, I was a variety creator with no plans. I streamed every brand new game as it came out to the same 2 people in my chat. And it wasn't until I found a niche and really honed in on that I started to really grow. Keep in mind, I have changed my niches and you probably will too over time. But when you focus in on something, you start to build an audience. I still have a good chunk of viewers from my first ever niche of Just Dance who still watch me play Dead by Daylight now. People will start watching you for the game and then continue to watch you later on if they love you, which high chances are that they probably will. So you got to make sure that you've got a niche that sticks around so people will want to come back to your stream. If you struggle to play the one game or really want to branch out, then branch out. The next thing I recommend is trying to keep it in a niche. So say for instance, like me, you want to play variety games too. So I'm in general a horror variety creator. Sometimes I go a little bit out of the box, but most of the time you'll find me playing Dead by Daylight or an assortment of variety horror games. My viewers are already in for a scare from Dead by Daylight, so chances are they're gonna want to get in for a scare on any variety horror that I've got. If you're an Animal Crossing creator, then you can branch into things like Sims and Stardew Valley as well. If you're a Fortnite creator, you could branch into things like Valorant and Overwatch as well. There are so many games similar to each other that you can really make a good niche in there. So think on a game that makes you happy, that you're going to enjoy sitting there for a few hours at a time. Next up is your schedule. So for a beginner schedule, I recommend going live 3 times a week for 3 hours each. This is going to be really helpful to making sure that your average numbers go up, but as well, if you're going live every day all the time, then your viewers are going to want to watch someone else because they can catch you whenever. If you're making your streams scarce, then not only do you have time to produce content elsewhere, but also your viewers are going to want to catch your streams because you're only there for a little bit of time. However, when it comes to schedules, everyone's lives are different. For some people, they might have all the extra time in the world, and for others, you might be working this really intense job that only gives you 1 day a week to stream. So while there is a recommended per se amount of times and hours that you should stream each week, please make sure to do it that is comfortable for you. If you can't achieve that many streams, then don't try and push yourself to do that many streams. At the end of the day, Twitch and content creation should be coexisting and living with you. So make sure to find a schedule that works for you, but try and keep consistent and stick to it so that your viewers know when to come back and watch you. And then onto your next thing is diversifying your content. Now I'm gonna make a really in-depth video about this one next week, so make sure to subscribe so you can stick around for that one. But if you've got this spare time from only streaming a little bit on Twitch, then I recommend diversifying your content onto other platforms to bring viewers into Twitch. Things like turning your streams into Reels, TikToks, YouTube Shorts, and more. Twitch in itself is a ridiculously hard platform to grow on. While it might have been really easy to hit partner a few years ago, that was then, and there are now hundreds and thousands, if not millions more creators on this platform today. You have to stand out, so diversifying your content is something that can help you out. I feel like I've overloaded you guys with a lot of information, so let's do a quick recap. So before you hit going live for the first time, you want to make sure you've got all of your basics. You've got a username set up, your Twitch profile is all ready to go. You have your streaming software set up. You have games that you want to play, as well as a streaming schedule to go. These are all of the tools that you'll need for success to go live on Twitch. While there are so many other tidbits and tricks that I can share with you guys, I don't want to go on for hours and hours because this is something I'm very passionate about and I could sit here and talk about it for ages. So we're going to leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any questions about growing your stream or any stream questions in general, make sure to pop them in the comments below, or feel free to come by the stream and ask. You can find me over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kitsuvu, and I'm live 3 days a week, so make sure to come on and say hi. But on that note, I will catch you guys on the next video for some more stream information. Bye everybody.